All right, so it looks like I am recording. Okay, so thank you guys all so much for joining me. Today we're going to be going over the essential oils for beginners, which is just going to really help us understand how we can use our essential oils safely, effectively, and why we want to use the oils that I recommend, and then also to giving you guys some ideas on how you can use those oils. So let's see. All right, so what are essential oils? Essential oils are parts of plants. They can be hidden in the roots, in the bark, in the seeds. Essential oils cannot be seen with the naked eye. However, like if you were to peel a lemon like Leslie's probably doing right now, you're gonna get a little bit of that squirt, a little bit of that aromatic compounds to just kind of come up into the air. So it's a highly concentrated compound of the plant. And they're a volatile aromatic compound, which is a tiny molecule that transform from their liquid state into a gas when they reach room temperature. So what role does essential oils play in the plant life? And depending on the plant type, the structures, the essential oils can be found in several different parts of a living plant. Some of the plants, like I said, it can be found in the roots, in the bark, in the flowers, in the leaves, and regardless where the essential oil is found within that plant, the essential oils are known to play a very important role in the plant life because it can perform so many different functions. In a lot of cases, essential oils give plants their aroma, but in addition to giving plants their aroma, they can help with that distinct smell, but it also helps give plants a defensive property. That helps protect the plants from insects and also some herbivores, helping kind of protect that plant. Essential oils are also very important in the plant pollination and in the reproductive process of our plants. It can also help heal the plant when it's injured, kind of the way it helps us when we're injured. So keep in mind that not all plants do produce essential oils, and not all essential oils are found in the plants that are found in the plant parts are meaningful and hold benefits. But with such a wide variety of plants to choose from, there are still a lot of plant sources that produce the essential oils that we have found to have significant benefits for our health. So now that we know that essential oils are coming from the plants and where in the plant they come from, how do we get the essential oil from that plant into our bottle? So we're going to go through some ways that we can help use or learn how essential oils are made. So you're going to see here, this is just a big pot where we've gathered some essential, plant material. And you guys are still seeing screen, yeah? Someone's coming in, so let me admit them into the room. I've got a pop-up here that, okay. Sorry, all of a sudden everything, okay. So when we extract the essential oils from the plant, we've got lots of different methods that we can use in order to be able to extract essential oils. We also want to make sure that when we are doing so, we're taking extreme caution because these plant materials and plant parts are so delicate. It takes careful planning and precision in order to be able to extract high quality essential oils. And the process of taking essential oils from their plant parts and preparing them for an effective use can be considered an art form because it is a very scientific process. We want to focus on producing high quality essential oils, and that requires knowledge of the plants and those proper distillation methods. Most importantly, it requires substantial care and attention at every single stage of the process because cutting any corners can actually lower the quality of essential oil that we are trying to produce. And now not all essential oils that are created are equal. Some have lots of variations to them, and due to the variations in the production process, all the oils can have lots of different properties to them. Every element in the production process can impact the high quality of the oil, from the planting to the growing methods and to how the oil is extracted and distilled. Some companies actually add synthetic properties to their essential oils, and those synthetic fillers that they're adding can cut down on the time that it takes to produce the essential oil, and that also will save the company money, but in the end, it lowers the quality of our essential oils. And so when essential oils are produced with extreme care, the natural benefits of the plant that's preserved, making the oil is so much more beneficial and useful for us. High quality essential oils also provide a peace of mind when it comes to using our oils regularly, and especially when you're using it on your family or you're incorporating it into your daily life. So before you use your essential oils, it's really important that you have a good understanding of how your essential oils were produced, where they're coming from, and are there any synthetic fragrances or fillers or any other ingredients in that particular oil that you might not be aware of. So doTERRA is the essential oil company that I believe in, I stand by, and I use regularly. doTERRA does not believe in adding any synthetic fillers to their essential oils. They do not cut corners in order to save time or money during any of their process or their production. And to ensure that our essential oils remain pure, every precaution is taken during every step of the production. And doTERRA has a high standard, and they've called this standard a Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade Protocol. So we call it CPTG. This quality control processes allow us to be able to know that we have a very safe and essential oil that has maximum benefits. And because of their complex chemical structure, essential oils are very delicate and can easily be altered by several different factors. The composition of an essential oil can be influenced by environmental factors, and also those environmental factors can alter the livelihood of the plant. Weather can alter it, conditions, rainfall, temperature, all of that's taken into consideration when we're using and making our essential oils. So while there are several uncontrollable factors that can influence the quality and composition of the essential oil, many things can be done to preserve potent compounds that are extracted from our plants and from the plant parts. So for example, carefully choosing the geographic location and specific climate for planting, for growing, for harvesting, all of this can influence the quality of our essential oils. Other factors like the distillation and how we extract those essential oils from the plant parts can influence the preservation and the potency and also the benefits of our essential oils. So because there are many uncontrollable factors when it comes to growing plants and producing essential oils, it's of most importance that we employ in planning to the precision when it comes to controllable factors in this delicate process. So we're going to actually kind of go through just a little bit of this process so you're aware of it. Switch screen. There you go. So our planting and growing, producing a very high quality essential oil is very detail oriented. Like I said, the quality land, the soil, where the seeds come from. All of the growers have to consider these factors, as well as the climate and the geographic location, but also too, the best time of year to plant and so much more. So for example, a region in Italy has been a sanctuary for growing one of my favorite oils, which is bergamot. It's got a very, very unique climate in the soil. So because it's located close to the ocean, the soil is acidic, the fresh air from the ocean sea helps strengthen the bergamot trees, which then allow us to produce the best fruit for the bergamot essential oil. This is just such an amazing essential oil. So regardless of the geographic location, the plant type, or the oil being produced, it's important that the plants are carefully planted, they're carefully cared for, and they're watched closely. So we have to have knowledgeable farmers, knowledgeable growers, and then have the best methods for planting in order to get the best quality essential oil that we're trying to receive. And so our harvesting methods, after the plants have been carefully planted and maintained, they have to get harvested and also preserve the delicate chemistry that's within those particular plants in order for us to get that great essential oil from them. So just as fruits and vegetables taste best when they're picked at the peak of the ripeness, plants that produce essential oils also have to be harvested just at the right time in order for us to get that optimal chemical compound and chemical profile of that essential oil. A lot of the preserving of that chemical composition during the harvest will help us maintain the oil potency and health benefits that we're seeking from it. So our peak harvest time will depend, varying on the plant. It takes years for the harvesters to be able to determine the perfect harvest time for the essential oil production. And after enough research, harvesters can narrow down that peak harvest time to even the season and even a time of day, specific time of day. So the plant's ability or the necessity to make the essential oil will depend on its season and when the plant harvests, when the plant is going to be at its best. So it's influenced by precipitation, the presence of insects, the condition of the soil, the amount of sunlight, and so much more. The chemical profile of an essential oil within the plant is seriously impacted by that particular season. And even at the time of day, as plants go through several stages of blossoming, ripening, and maturing. Like one of my other favorite oils, I always say, oh, this is my favorite oil. They're all my favorite oils, but I love jasmine. If people are around me, a lot of the times I use that as my perfume. And jasmine is a very delicate flower, and jasmine plants, they produce a very potent, lovely aroma. Once the flower blossoms, it doesn't take long for them to lose their aromatic compounds. So it's really crucial that they pick and harvest the jasmine at the right time. The flowers have to be harvested early in the morning before the buds have time to actually open. So even waiting an hour or two too long can actually impact that chemical content that this oil or this flower has that we're trying to pull the oil from. And so once that proper harvest time has been determined, harvesting plants and getting them ready for preparation is typically a very labor-intensive process that requires very particular techniques. So the plant parts can be removed by hand with or without the use of a tool. However, manual harvesting usually is preferred because it helps the harvester avoid bruising any of those petals or the plant cells that contain the essential oils, because the moment that it bruises, the chemical compounds start to break down. So it's really important that we know how to be able to quickly and effectively harvest, but also not damage these beautiful plant parts that we're trying to grab those lovely essential oils from. So for many essential oils, the manual labor and removing the plant part by hand is still in practice, but in many cases, technology has allowed for mechanical harvesting. And those methods that harvesters use to be able to go through the process with minimal damage to the plant parts. If a plant has been wilted or dried or preserved, those chemical makeups have changed. And we really want to try and capture as much of that beauty as possible. So there we go. And so this is just kind of an image of some of the distillation. We have steam distillation and we have cold press distillation. A lot of times our citrus oils are cold pressed. So this will just kind of give you a little bit of an idea of some of the distillation process. I'm not going to go deeply into that. But the one thing that I find is probably one of the most important things for me using essential oils, because I use essential oils on myself and my children, is the way that we test our essential oils so we understand what quality we're getting. So once essential oils have been distilled, they have to undergo very thorough testing in order to ensure us, the consumer, their purity and potency for their final product and final use. The quality testing that measures to help make sure that these pure aromatic volatile compounds found in the essential oils are not only preserved during the packaging process, but that the compounds appear to be the proper amounts in their maximum efficiency. So we want to make sure that we put through several tests in order to maintain the quality assurance, as well as making sure that it's sustainable and same quality each bottle. So we look at quality control testing, varying the potency. It helps us identify the chemical composition of the oil and determines the potency and the properties of each oil, making sure that we are ensuring it's pure. Helps ensure that the oil is free of any harmful contaminants or synthetic components. Contaminants and synthetic components can alter both the chemical and physical elements of the oil, which decrease the oil's efficiency and also can have dangerous effects. Testing also allows the essential oil producer to check to see if there's been any alteration to those essential oils. If there is, a lot of times, unadulterated or altered essential oil, that helps other companies lower their prices because they're filling it full of just harmful chemicals to our body. It's just junk. It's just, so we want to make sure that we're being very thoughtful with what we're putting on our bodies, and especially when I'm talking about putting things in your body, because there are some essential oils that you can take internally. So I want to make sure that when you're getting things, you're getting essential oils, that the testing and quality assurance is high standards, but it does vary from company to company. So just as not all essential oils are created equally, not all essential oil companies will have the rigorous testing that doTERRA has. So just like any other industry, people try and find ways to cut corners. And it's important for you as someone who I'm teaching to understand that doTERRA has that quality control protocol of the certified pure therapeutic grade essential oil. So once testing's complete, an essential oil batch, once it's been tested, it's thoroughly tested to ensure that we've got the purity, the potency, and that it doesn't contain any fillers or contaminants. It's time to package it and send it out to the consumer. So for me, it's really important that you guys understand that doTERRA puts a lot of energy and effort into the way that they package, they test. We focus on responsible sourcing and production, just as the crucial part of our planting and growing, harvesting, distilling, and testing. It's really important that when we look at how we're getting all of our sources, that we're being very responsible in sourcing. And there's several ways to take a plant and turn it into a usable essential oil. However, like I said, cutting those corners and skipping those steps at any point in the production process will ultimately lower that quality of oil. So a key to establishing a successful system for producing high quality essential oil is to employ responsible sourcing and production practices at every single step of the way, from planting the seed all the way up to packaging in the bottle. doTERRA has something called co-impact sourcing, where we really focus on being able to help provide the growers, the planters in different parts of the world sustainable resources in order for them to have success. We cut out the middlemen. We make sure that we're providing them fair wages and making sure that we're taking care of them, building schools, focusing on allowing them to have a sustainable income while they're doing this for us. It's really important. There's a lot that I can talk about with the co-impact sourcing, but that we can save for another day. So our botanical network, we have so many different growers in over 40 countries. We want to avoid any pitfalls that come with growing and distilling. In the essential oil company, doTERRA has created a global botanical network that can support the constant demand for our essential oils while using safe and reasonable practices. And while some of the companies choose to buy their own plots of land where they can grow plants, to produce their essential oil, doTERRA chooses to rely on the expertise of the growers and distillers around the world, many of whom have decades of experience with their plants, especially within their regions that they're planting and growing their plants. And so that experience allows the growers and distillers to help improve the quality of essential oils that doTERRA offers us, because they have that knowledge behind them. They know their climates way better than we do. And so if we're using where people thrive most and their knowledge, we're going to have so much more success. So here's just a little map that I thought would be fun to throw in of doTERRA's botanical network for you. It just kind of gives you a quick little idea of where some of our essential oils come from throughout the world. And again, we're looking at what region these oils and these plant materials grow best in. And so not only was it important for doTERRA to establish a global network of professionals who can help produce a high quality of essential oil. You guys still see my screen? See the map? Okay. But it's important that we have that practice of responsible sourcing to maintain these practices throughout that whole entire essential oil production. So just to give you a little idea of where our oils come from. So we want to make sure that as we're doing this, like I mentioned, we have a great what's called co-impact sourcing. It's where we have initiatives set up with our partners and growers and our distillers around the world in hopes that we can offer fair payment and improve quality of life, not just for the oil user, but those individuals who are our harvesters, our farmers, our planters. Many of the growers in doTERRA's botanical network live in developing countries and need that fair and consistent compensation to support their families and also to support these small businesses that they're running. And in addition to providing the growers and distillers with this fair on time, that was another big thing that was happening. It was the growers weren't getting payments on time, months sometimes, when they were promised like, hey, I'm going to pay you tomorrow, and they weren't getting paid. But doTERRA has cut that out, and they are providing on-time payments with these co-impact sourcing initiatives. And we're helping to develop and improve the quality of life for those who have partnered with doTERRA. A lot of it, we've also built schools and little hospitals or sent in clean water sources for these areas where our farmers and growers are at. So from beginning to end, we're making sure that all of our essential oils have constant high quality measures. We want to make sure that we are really being able to provide and take advantage of these gifts that the earth has to offer us. And a lot of us have heard of essential oils just from historical use, right? Where we know that frankincense and myrrh were gifts, but a lot of the essential oils were used as natural compounds that were found from the earth. They were used for centuries in things like preparing for food, aromatherapy, religious ceremonies, beauty treatments, healthcare practices. Essential oils are definitely not a modern day fad, but have kind of been coming up in topic a lot lately. But they've been used since ancient times. And this slide just kind of has a couple places of where they were used from. Egyptians used plant-based products and beauty treatments in their food preparations and burial rituals. In Greece, men like Homer and Hippocrates were using the use of plants, building discoveries, building on those discoveries that Egypt had. Rome, they used it for massage, those beautiful scented baths, as body perfumes. In Iran, medieval times, people used it and traded the spices or the resins as perfumery, and also too to help maintain their health. In India, we've all heard of the word Ayurvedic medicine. It was a holistic healing system that was native to India and has developed over the span of 5,000 years, which uses the aromatic compounds of plants. China, traditional Chinese medicine uses plants. France and so on. So lots of history behind the use of essential oils. And some of the things that now essential oils, the benefits of essential oils can do for us is help manage our mood. You just, when you cut open a lemon and you smell that fresh citrus, you're gonna have a response to that really quickly. So a lot of this might be like, holy moly, you know, there's a lot more to essential oils than I thought, but do I really have to use the essential oils for my normal and everyday life? And, you know, my answer is yes, because we want to make an impact. Many beginners think that you have to be an essential oil pro in order to know how to use essential oils. But the truth is, knowing that they're safe and natural, making them very easy for you to use, is just a great way to be able to get started. Everybody has a very slightly different lifestyle and different needs and different preferences and a different routine. But guess what? Essential oils can fit into every lifestyle and every routine because they are so versatile and their uses are limitless. So how might you be able to use some of these essential oils in your everyday life? It's super simple. It could be as simple as just having a little bit in your water or cooking, using it for digestive or skincare support. Have you ever asked yourself, you know, like what's in the cleaning products that you're using around the house, especially right now, right? Like we've got all these toxic chemicals in our homes that we're cleaning our homes with in order to help us fight the COVID. And have you looked at what's on those bottles? You know, I mean, yes, we want something that's EPA registered and clean for ourselves, but is it toxic and what's it doing? A lot of these cleaning products are actually terrible for our respiratory systems. And so as we're trying to work on strengthening our respiratory system, because COVID's a respiratory issue, we're weakening it. So are you worried about the household cleaners that you're exposing yourself to? Your hair, Michael, oh my God, you really need to put some oils on that hair of yours. Get those gorgeous locks going. You know, so I mean, we have to think about all of this, right? You know, your skin, are you happy with the way that your skin looks? I've been noticing, I mean, I am still very young, but I'm starting to hit a different age group next month, right? I'll be in my 40s. And so I'm looking at my skin and kind of realizing like, wow, I've actually started getting age spots on my hands. Like, holy cow, how did that literally happen overnight? So using some essential oils to help with that. And right now with all of these seasonal threats going on, I know my allergies are definitely kicking on. And so, you know, how am I supporting myself? I'm trying to get my body's natural immune responses elevated in order to be able to help protect myself. So strengthening your immune system. And also too, you know, have you ever thought about like a way to change up what you're consuming? How, you know, people drink a lot of water, but why not add something fun to it? Or when you're cooking or baking, there's a lot of different great ways that you can use your essential oils in order to be able to start transforming your life for the positive. And so some of those health benefits that we have using our essential oils, as mentioned, lots of ways that we can do it. And so when we talk about that chemical structure of the essential oil, it allows us to have different body responses to it as well. So because essential oils are so diverse, they can easily be used to help maintain your health and deal with different types of specific health concerns. There's so many different ways that we can use our oils for those health concerns. This is kind of why essential oils have become so popular, is because people are seeking out different ways that they can support themselves naturally without the reliance of medication. And so we want to maintain good health. It's easy to tailor your essential oil usage specifically to your own needs. It's not a generic solution of here's the same protocol for each and every one of you. Each and every one of you could have the same symptom, but have a different protocol based upon what works for your body. So we can use for all those health benefits, can soothe irritations, promote healthy digestion, support good oral health, help clean our airways, help purify the air that we're breathing right now. You know, making sure that we're taking care of our bodies from all aspects. So some of the emotional benefits, you know, emotion right now is all over the place. We are trapped inside our homes. Some of us are not working, or work looks completely different. If you have littles at home, they're going crazy. If you have bigs at home, we're all going crazy, right? So the chemical makeup of an essential oil is what gives it specific benefits to each of the users. So some essential oils are uplifting, some are invigorating, and some have just really good energizing properties. Well, then others help soothe and calm, or even have a warming effect. And so as we go through a wide variety of emotions throughout every single day right now, these essential oils can help support our moods with their unique chemical structure as well as their aroma. Each essential oil creates a different chemical reaction in the brain, which causes our emotions and internal responses to change. So if you can think about that lemon again, first cut it open and that aromatic compound bursts to the air, it changes the way that you feel versus just not having smelt that. So our sense of smell can produce these meaningful and powerful mental, psychological, emotional responses. And this is why essential oils are so influential on our emotions. So now, how do you use them? So we've talked about what the essential oils were, where they've come from, how they're sourced, how they're distilled, what are those great benefits. Now it's how we use them. You're going to see the A, T, and I on your screen. A means aromatically, T means topically, and I means internally. And so these are the three methods in which I recommend using essential oils. Now, when I say internally, I am only referring to doTERRA's essential oils because I know their purity and potency is highest of quality standard. So while there are so many ways that we can use essential oils, we're going to talk about the aromatic use. It's one of our most popular methods because it's very easy and it's extremely effective to use the aromatic method of essential oils. So the aromatic method allows us to be able to quickly get that oil into our body. So one of the greatest benefits of using essential oils aromatically is, as I mentioned, it's relaxing, it can be calming, uplifting, it can invigorate your environment. Lots of potent change can take place with using aromatic method of essential oil. So if you're trying to calm your atmosphere down, diffusing certain essential oils in the room can help. And this is very helpful for keeping your home feeling fresh and clean also, without having any harsh chemicals burst out into the air. So if you're trying to freshen up your air, you know, Febreze is definitely not one that we want to be using, because if you look, it's just all a bunch of chemical components that are harmful to our health. So I have, and I'm sure you can see it, it's like right there, and that's a diffuser right there going. And because I get pretty like super excited, I put in a grounding oil for me because, again, this is my first Zoom class, so I wanted to make sure that I brought that energy and the atmosphere like around me kind of more calm and stable. So we've got essential oils for all kinds of things, and we're going to really quickly talk about the air around us, because with this fun thing going on that's in our air right now, purity of our air that we're breathing is very important. Some of the oils that I wanted to highlight that are great, you know, we do have our protective blend essential oil, which is called On Guard. But to me, that smells like Christmas. It's clove and wild orange and cinnamon and eucalyptus. It's very a distinct smell of cleanliness, but it also smells kind of Christmassy to me because it's got that clove. It's a very warm oil scent. So some of the oils that I really love to help cleanse my air with giving me a different scent is Arbor Vitae. Arbor Vitae is a woodsy scent. Love it. It's great for immune system. It's very purifying. We all know the smell of eucalyptus. Juniper berry as well is like a really nice clean scent. Tea tree oil, which is also an oil of communication, which is one I had to put on my inner elbow so I was able to really communicate well with you guys today. Thyme oil is also very purifying. Thyme actually is great for its cleansing properties. And there's a lot of, I'm trying to be very compliant in today's lecture, but it's also antiviral. So thyme oil is a great one to have on hand at this point. And because it is a hot oil, what I've been doing in order to help support my body's natural immune defenses is I'm putting it on the bottoms of my feet. And then wild orange. Wild orange is a lovely aroma, but it's also very purifying and cleaning. So some of the essential oils that you can help diffuse in order to manage your mood are bergamot. It is lovely. It is of a citrus, helps with reducing feelings of negativity and stress. Cypress, which is kind of smells like cypress trees. I mean, it's really mint, kind of earthy, minty. Very grounding for emotional states. Eucalyptus helps uplift your mood. Lavender helps reduce stress and anxious feelings. Leslie, we want to do some lemon, which is uplifting and energizing. So if you're in a kind of like a funk where, you know, maybe it's kind of this midday lull, use some lemon. People don't like it, but I love it. Patchouli. Our patchouli is a clean patchouli. It doesn't smell musty. It doesn't smell heavy. If you use a little tiny bit, and a lot of times what I like to do is take a toothpick on the rim of my bottle and then swirl that in my diffuser. So I'm not getting a full drop of patchouli. Patchouli and lime, really yummy. Or patchouli and any citrus, really good, but it's great for balancing out emotions, kind of especially right now if emotions are on this wave of up, down, who knows where, spinning in spirals. You could do patchouli and wild orange. Wild orange just connotes feelings of happiness, but wild orange is also very calming. And then ylang ylang helps uplift your mood, but yet calm your body. So those are some great essential oils to help manage those moods that we all have going on right now. So whatever kind of oil combination you want to set in a diffuser, which is a little water base. I didn't really tell you what a diffuser was, but it's a device like this little thing right there. Holds a little bit of water. Put that with your essential oils and hit start, and it disperses these aromatic compounds in the air, which then help us. You can also place a drop of essential oil into the palm of your hand and inhale. We have some other fun methods of doing it, you know, cupping your hand and breathing in to get like a really big disbursement into your body right away. So whatever kind of diffuser blend that you have chose, it's all personal preference, whether you use intuition, whether you use books. You know, I have an amazing book right behind me here that depending on my emotion, I can look up what oil helps you. So this is a great book to have if you're dealing with a lot of heavy emotions, or if also too your body is holding on to stored emotions. You can look up, let's say, the body part that you're having a reaction to or reaction in, and be able to decipher what oil is good for the emotion associated with that body part, and then move on from there to pick out which oil blend might be best to either diffuse or use on your body topically. So a couple ways that you can use it, like I just mentioned, those few simple little ways of being able to inhale your essential oils. You can also place a couple pieces on a dryer sheet. Now, when I say dryer sheet, I'm not talking about like a Tide or whatever. I don't use dryer sheets anymore. But I have some, I got them when Mallory was little. I was a cloth diaper mom, and they were cloth wipes. And I bought a bunch of those, and they're very thin material. I put those in with some vinegar in a mason jar, and I put some essential oils in there with that. And then I take one of those cloths, they're damp, throw it in my dryer, and it's a dryer sheet. So the vinegar helps with static, and the essential oil helps make my laundry smell fresh in a non-toxic, chemical-free way. You can also use wool dryer balls. Wool dryer balls are fantastic as well. I just like the vinegar in my dryer because it helps kind of freshen things up just a little bit more. You can use the essential oils in your bedroom, a couple drops on your pillow. You can mist a pillow with like a little spritz bottle with it. You can put a couple drops on like a paper towel or newspaper in the bottom of your garbage can. You can mist it over your furniture. And you can also just diffuse it while you're doing any type of meditation or grounding or energizing practice that you might be doing, such as like yoga or Pilates. Things of that sort. So using the essential oils aromatically are a fantastic way to be able to use your essential oils pretty much on a daily basis. Moving on to how we use them topically. Another way that we use essential oils in my home. So whether you're using them aromatically or topically, some of the benefits of topical use can just help with promoting healthy skin. The experience of applying them topically can help with soothing, calming, relaxing, and energizing the body. And when I was talking about some health benefits, the use of topical, depending on what type of topical application you're using, can be really, really beneficial for you. So aches, pains, if you have a vigorous lifestyle where you're really athletic, muscles hurt, oils are great for that. As you guys know, I'm a massage therapist, and when I was massaging, who knows how many months ago now, we used essential oils in our practice based upon what was happening with the body at that very moment. So lots of different oils. There are hot oils, there are cool oils, and there are soothing oils. And so we want to be able to make sure that we're catering to your particular need. So again, everybody could have the same exact symptom, but it could be different for each and every individual. So for the skin, it helps reduce the appearance of skin imperfections, dark spots. Like I was mentioning, I all of a sudden am starting to notice that I'm getting some age spots on my hands, probably because I'm not applying as much sun protection there as possible. And so there are some oils that I just started a routine on, and so I'm going to go, I should take a picture. I really should, because all of a sudden this one dark spot popped up and I'm like, what is that? Oh my gosh. So, right, I should totally take a picture and start my oil routine, and we'll do a before and after. I don't know why that just occurred to me. I got really excited. I'm excited over age spots. So, but it can help cleanse the skin too, right? So, making sure that we're taking care of our body. You know, our body is constantly purging through our skin. Our skin is our number one detoxifying organ. And so think about it right now. What we want to do is make sure we're purging and we're cleaning. So whether it's cleaning for acne purposes or oily skin or whatever kind of purposes, it helps with that. It'll also help with fine lines and wrinkles. I know like frankincense and myrrh are really good with the wrinkles. Plus too, there's something called yarrow palm. Love it for my number 11. I'm a mom of young kids, and I was doing this a lot. And so using the frankincense myrrh with some yarrow palm. Blue tansy is another really fun one. It's expensive oil, but it is an amazing oil for skin. It does turn you into a Smurf for a short period of time, but it is a great oil for skin. Helps with that glowing complexion. When I'm using my oils regularly on my skin, it's amazing how many people always say like, wow, your skin looks great, you know, and I just am using oils pretty much every day. Any type of rash, irritated skin, the essential oils are great for that as well. Lavender is always a go-to, right? So lavender is great if this time of year you're gardening and you get a little skin rash going on. Some diluted lavender on that rash is fantastic. Heat rash is another one that's coming up a lot. I've had a couple moms send me pictures of rashes and they look like heat rash to me. And so lavender's a great have on hand essential oil. So some of the benefits for the body, it helps to relax, calm, and soothe that body, relieves tension and soothes muscle. So there are some essential oils that are warming and cooling. Warming ones help with tense, tight muscles, and the cooling ones, like peppermint, are really good for inflamed muscles. Wintergreen is a warming one, so when you have like a really tense, tight muscle, wintergreen's really great for that. Some of my go-to as a massage therapist, lemongrass, good for ligaments, tendons, connective tissue. Marjoram is a natural muscle relaxer. Marjoram is slightly warming as well. So when you have a tense muscle, especially TMJ, this is a big one that I've been getting a lot lately. And I actually am one to sadly admit, I actually had to go into the dentist during COVID because I cracked a tooth, and it was because I was clenching. And you know what? I wasn't using my marjoram, I wasn't using my oils, but I will tell you that I've been doing a routine ever since I cracked that of marjoram on my jaw joint right here, your TMJ, temporomandibular joint, to help relax that muscle and draw it downward. So that's super yummy, super beneficial. So you've got some of those oils. Copaiba is another great essential oil for muscle tension, aches and pains. So how does the essential oil work? So this is a question that can actually get like super scientific. And I'm just going to explain the basics just so I don't lose you guys on it. And each oil contains a very specific, unique set of chemical components. These chemical components determine how the essential oils will work and interact in your body. So for example, some chemical components make the essential oil calming, while other chemical components make it soothing or renewing. While other oils contain components that make it warming and invigorating and also energizing, because each essential oil has a unique set of chemical compounds. Each one offers a different benefit. Some of those benefits are also overlapping in it. Once an essential oil is applied topically, the oil absorbs into your skin, allowing for the user to enjoy those benefits. Many can have those properties like I've already discussed, like cleansing, purifying. They can help promote that healthy looking complexion. Others will go in and start to have a chemical reaction with your body to create a calming, soothing effect. And also to soothe the body as a whole. So when you have this, the users, when you use your essential oils, can simultaneously experience, when you're using them topically, the benefits of that aromatic use, because you're going to be breathing in or smelling what it is that you're placing on. So when you have the essential oils going on your body's going to have a chemical reaction to the oil that you're putting on. So one of the things that I want to make sure everybody is really aware of is that there are some safety measures with the essential oils. So, oops, sorry, there's a chat box that popped up somewhere and it came up and disappeared. So I can't see your chat. Sorry, guys. So with any application of essential oils, it's really important that you understand some of the safety guidelines and that you have safe application practices. You want to make sure that you see how your body reacts to each individual essential oil. So learning how you can use your essential oils topically will be really important. So dilution is important. I always recommend that people start using their essential oils diluted when you're using them topically. When you are using essential oils topically, these are the oils here that I want you to be aware of because they're hot oils. So cassia, cinnamon, clove, cumin, oregano, and thyme. Those will burn you if you put them on meat. Now, meat meaning straight on. Because they are hot oils. So have you ever had a piece of cinnamon gum and it's like, whoo, your tongue is on fire, right? That's kind of what it will feel like on your skin, except your skin will then be red and sometimes get burned. So be very cautious. But these are also really, really good oils. So what do I mean by dilute? When you dilute your essential oils, I like to use fractionated coconut oil. People can use, I don't know why I put vegetable oil, sorry, like an olive oil, grapeseed oil, an almond oil, jojoba oil. Those are some great ways you can dilute in what's called a carrier oil. It's just a way for you to be able to have one drop of essential oil dispersed, its molecules dispersed through a carrier oil, an oil that's going to help carry it across the skin. And it'll also slow down some of that absorption. So there is a little bit of what's called a flash off when you place your essential oil on your body. It can evaporate slightly because, again, once we have it go into from its oil format and the gas, the air hits it, room temperature hits it, it'll have a little bit of a gas thing that goes on. It'll flash off, it'll evaporate. And so the carrier oil will also help kind of hold the essential oil compounds in, so your body has a little bit more ability to absorb these oils. Like I said, I personally like fractionated coconut oil. I buy it by the gallon. It's great. It doesn't have a scent. Vitamin E oil, grapeseed oil, those tend to go rancid pretty fast as well. So you just want to make sure that what you're using, especially if you're making little roller bottles, what you're using is also going to have a pretty good shelf life to it. And application amounts. So when you're starting, if you're going to be making a roller bottle, this is a 10 ml roller bottle. You can go probably like 10 drops or so to start with. And then you just apply every 4 to 6 hours. If you're going to just place one drop, like a drop straight from the bottle, that's not one of those hot oils that I listed a few minutes ago. Just place one drop on, maybe 2, and then you can rub it in and see what happens. But applying it every 4 to 6 hours, because there is going to be your body metabolizing these essential oils. You want to make sure that you're taking in the essential oil or applying the essential oils pretty regularly in order for your body to be able to have the highest benefit, to be able to get as much of it in as possible and to have those benefits. Think about it like if you take a Tylenol, right? If you take a Tylenol, they say take it every 4 to 6 hours. Think about this as the same exact way. It's not a one-time put it on and go. It's put it on and keep using it, because we want our bodies to be able to have those healing benefits constantly going in order for us to establish a change. And that's the biggest thing that I want to get across, is we're trying to establish a change. So making sure that you're using it pretty regularly. Sensitivity. There's a few things, and I didn't put the screen in because I didn't finish it, but I was trying to work on a sun sensitivity. Citrus oils are UV reactive. Do not put a citrus oil on your body, like bergamot, my favorite oil, one of my favorite oils, and go out and sunbathe. You will get burned. So you want to make sure that if you are going to, because let's say, because of those amazing aromatic properties and healing properties of bergamot, that you want to use it, put it under clothing or put it on the bottoms of your feet or just inhale it. But also doing like what I call a sensitivity test, using a small point of your essential oil, and you can always just run your finger around the rim of the bottle, because that'll give you enough oil, and you can place it in just kind of one location on your skin, and just give it an hour and see if you have any sensitivity to it. Most of these oils you're not going to have allergic reactions to, because guess what? When they're distilled, the plant particles, the part we are allergic to is the protein of the plant. And when we're distilling it, the protein of the plant is so large that it is not extracted into the distillation process. So we are taking out all the proteins that people are allergic to when you're getting your essential oil compounds. So when people tell me like, oh, I'm allergic to lavender, it's like, great, but you're not allergic to the actual essential oil in lavender, because the plant protein that you're allergic to is not in an essential oil. So that's a great news for people who have allergies. Now, they can be sensitive to these things still, but we want to just keep in mind that whenever we're using our essential oils, especially as you're in the learning phase, that what you're doing is using dilution, minimum amount of the essential oil to start, and just being super thoughtful. Like, I'm not going to dump a whole bottle on. Learn from experience. Not going to do that again. But again, sun sensitivity, citrus oils, you will look on, if you have your essential oil bottle, it will say avoid UV rays for 12 hours after applying product. If it says that on your bottle, please follow the instructions. Sometimes you can't fix stupid, right? So essential oil classifications, like I mentioned before, you know, there is dilution, sensitivity, and neat. On our lovely little bottles, it will have, or maybe not on our bottles, but in some of the literature and some of the books that I have, it will have these three symbols, N, S, and D, meaning you can use it neat, you can use it where it is something that you should be sensitive to or be cautious of because it could cause sensitivities and dilutions. Areas to avoid. Now again, common sense, you would think. However, I've had some very interesting phone calls, as well as have heard some amazing funny stories that we can talk about one-to-one. But eyes and ears, definitely not on the eyes. Wash your hands after using any type of peppermint oil, especially this time of year. Right now, because of seasonal threats, 3 oils that I use to help with my little bit of itchy eye, runny nose, scratchy throat: lavender, lemon, and peppermint. I love lavender right around the crest of my eye. Do not rub it into the eye though, but it is amazing for itchy eyes. Runny nose, same thing. I like lavender up and down the bridge of my nose and on my sinus points. But it is around the eye. We avoid it because you can sweat or you can push it in. So if you are going to apply a little bit around the eye, what I do recommend is just a teeniest bit from the roller bottle to the tip of your finger. Massage it into your fingers so you're getting a minimal application, and then just pat lightly so you're not getting a huge large drop. And then this way it'll absorb in before you then have this habit of like pushing things around. The inner ears. Now I will say, my little hack for ear infections or ear pain with children is placing a drop of basil on a cotton ball and resting the cotton ball on the ear, not in the ear, but it does amazing things for helping reduce ear infections and ear irritation. Inner nose, you don't want to put it inside your nose, but you can put it on your sinus points around your nose. Genitals, we don't want to put oils on our genitals. Funny story about that, not me, but I do have a client who had an incident with some hot burning oregano. It was fun. So injured, broken, or damaged skin, cuts, scrapes, bruises. However, I am a person who puts oils on cuts, scrapes, and bruises. As you are learning your essential oil journey, I'm going to ask that you avoid those areas. But if you get a big cut or a big scrape, there are methods and ways that we can help heal those boo-boos by using essential oils, and we can always go further into that. But as of a brand new user for essential oils, those are the areas that you want to avoid. Some great ways that you can have topical application, like I just kind of demonstrated with the seasonal threats. I just use lavender on my face. You can use it on your temples, like I mentioned earlier, on your jaw. Abdomen is a great location. A while back, I posted something on my Facebook group about your belly button. Your belly button is kind of where our basic nerves foundation came from. I mean, it's kind of like where we all started from, is the belly button, right? That umbilical cord. So our belly button still has a lot of nerve endings in there. So using oils on your abdomen, inside, not inside, but like your belly button. I don't want you to jam oils in there. You never know. But legs, chest, back, bottoms of the feet. There are some oils that you might not enjoy the preference of its scent or aroma, but have amazing healing properties that are going to be the best thing for you in that moment. And if you do not like the aroma of it, place it on the bottoms of your feet, throw some socks on, get on with your day. Get those healing benefits, even if you're unhappy with the scent. So some great essential oils and ways that you can use them. Deep Blue is an essential oil that is really lovely for muscle aches, pains, and just sore or stiff joints. You can apply it on your wrists. You can put it like if you've been typing, because that's what we all have been doing a lot of lately. So a lot of complaints that I've been getting lately are wrist pains, forearm pains, and hand and thumb pain. But again, just remember not to touch your face or eyes after you've applied it to your hands. Eucalyptus is great for helping support our respiratory system right now. Frankincense is lovely to apply in your daily moisturizer as an aftershave. For you men, applying some frankincense right after you shave is great to help calm your skin down. And lavender is one of the greatest things that you can be doing right now, taking a bath with it. If you don't have a bath, you can place a drop or two on your shower floor. You can also just have a small cup of baking soda in your shower with a couple drops of lavender in there. So as the water hits, the aroma disperses through the shower, and then you can just kind of drop it on your floor, and it's actually cleanser too for your shower. Some of those little natural cleaning tips that I have. So those are some great oils that you can use topically. Now we're going to talk about some internal, and remember when I said internal, I'm only referring to doTERRA essential oils. When you take oils internally, think about it, like, to me, this is natural medicine, right? Like, plants were our earliest form of ways of treating ailments in our body. So it helps support proper healthy cell function, gastrointestinal health, healthy immune function. Right now we need all the immune support as possible. It's a safe, natural, effective way to deal with any of these issues that we have within our body or on our body. And they're extremely useful for adding flavor to our food and to any dishes or to our water. It's just great ways that we can have a quick little pick-me-up. So is it safe to take essential oils internally? As I mentioned, yes, only if they're doTERRA essential oils, because I know the purity and potency is available, tested and regulated. And so these are natural compounds that are found in plants like fruits anyway, so why not take them for those internal benefits to our body? Our body is equipped to metabolize natural compounds like the ones that are found in these fruits and plant materials. So keep in mind that due to their chemistry, that not all essential oils are meant for internal use. However, there are still plenty of essential oils that we can take internally. On the back of the bottle of an essential oil, you will see that it'll say either essential oil or it'll say essential oil supplement. So if it has the word supplement on there, you can take it internally. When you take an essential oil internally, you can add a couple drops into your water. You can bake with it. You can take it in an empty gel capsule. So it really just depends on what it is you're trying to accomplish. And again, every single person is going to have a little bit of a different need. And so every combination of what you're doing for yourself is going to be a little bit different from the next person. So like I mentioned, essential oils cannot cause true allergic reactions because we are separating those proteins out of the essential oil itself. Know if you have a sensitivity to any particular essential oil, and then also to handling your essential oils, making sure that you're really thoughtful about what essential oils that you're touching and things of that sort, washing your hands and doing the proper method of application. So some questions have been brought up over the course of time is like, are they toxic? I'm not going to talk about pets today. We can get, that's a whole nother topic, and there are lots of safeties in regards to pets. Yes, we can use oils on pets, but yes, there are some toxicity issues with pets. But for humans, the dose of an essential oil is always, like, that's toxic is like so far off. It means several bottles of an essential oil. So even though wintergreen is not an essential oil that you want to take internally, I brush my teeth with wintergreen occasionally because it helps with whitening your teeth naturally. So I just talked about that. Some ideas for internal application of your essential oils is basil anytime you're cooking like a pasta, a soup, using a little tiny bit is so really yummy. Tomato soup and basil essential oil. And when you are using essential oil for baking, don't ever put a whole drop in there. Earlier I mentioned you take a toothpick around the rim just to get enough of the oil on the toothpick and then swirl that in and then try your taste test it. You can always add more, but taking the essential oil out is impossible. So you don't want to overdo it, because I have done that and ruined a huge pot of ratatouille once, and it was gross. Anyways, ginger I have every single day in my apple cider vinegar water that I drink. It is great. Also adding it to those sweet and savory dishes. Lime is a really yummy one for some water. Marjoram, oregano, those are great for sauces or supplement any of those dried herbs we have. And peppermint is really good for adding into a refreshing smoothie. Then grapefruit, any citrus oil I love in my water. So placing oils into a veggie cap, I should have grabbed one, but it's a great way to be able to make a combination. So like right now I'm taking thyme, I'm taking a little bit of peppermint to help support my respiratory system. Thyme, because I said that word earlier, what's going on. Making sure that I am getting as much immune function support naturally as possible. You can add, like another great one is I do turmeric teas. I like to add my ginger to a turmeric tea. Smoothies, beverages, you can, for kids, a little bit of lime on some yogurt. Super yummy. So some of the greatest ways that you can start using essential oils is there are 3 main oils that I always love to recommend to people because they have so many amazing versatile benefits, and it's these 3 right here. We've got our lavender, our lemon, and our peppermint. Lavender, as I mentioned earlier, helps soothe any types of skin irritations, as well as right now with all the stress going on, it is really helpful to help reduce the stress and the anxious feelings that we have going on. Lemon is very cleansing and purifying. It not only helps clean our surfaces, but it'll also help you clean your body. Lovely in water, it's really refreshing and uplifting at this time of day. And peppermint helps us support our respiratory system, opens up our airways, and helps soothe any tense or tight muscles. You can add lemon to a little bit of a spray bottle to help clean any types of surfaces that we have. You can place it in your diffuser. Our lavender, like I mentioned, helps with all of those environmental threats that we have going on right now. It helps ease those tense feelings. And peppermint also is really good for oral health. Sorry, I went pretty fast on that slide, but peppermint too helps freshen up our breaths. It helps if you want to stimulate and kind of help your scalp. It's really good for your hair, and it feels really good too when you wash your hair with a little bit of peppermint in there too. But it is the best oil right now to help us if we are needing to help open up our airways. So a lot of this stuff, we do have a little ebook. I'm happy to send you over the link if you need help with trying to get some information that I went through. Again, I'm going to pass along this little program for you. But right now, I'm going to stop my screen share and open it up for any questions. So lots of different ways that if you are interested in moving forward with getting your hands on a couple oils, I can give you some samples that you can try and I can coach you through it. We could do a one-to-one consultation about your needs and your ailments and oils that you might like to try for that. doTERRA is similar to Costco. We have a wholesale membership. You have your wholesale membership available to you. It's $35 for the year, and then you get wholesale pricing on any of your essential oils, or you could purchase oils retail through me. I personally like to offer everybody the opportunity to have a cost savings because there's no point of paying retail for your essential oils. Plus, you're going to buy one oil and then you're going to say, oh my goodness, I kind of want another one. And I really want you to make sure that you're able to take have that discount available for you. It's 25% off of all retail pricing. But there's no quirks or qualms or anything. I want you to be able to try an oil. So if there was something that you saw or you have a question on, or you have an ailment that you want to have an oil as a solution for, I'm here to help you, and I have every oil on hand of my own personal use that I can give you a sample so you can try it, because I'd like you to have the experience of being able to try those essential oils. So I know we went through a lot of information